there's a motion to issue a subpoena ad testificandum for Mr. Roy Gomez. Duly seconded. In objections, the chair is none. The motion is carried. Now, before we proceed, let me update members of this committee with regards to the invitation that was sent to Miss Agnes Tumang. And unfortunately, she is not present in today's hearing because she has a previous commitment, and the basis of her excuse is that she is traveling abroad in, I think, in Singapore and Japan, and the date that was issued to her was February 14. So pasok po ito after nung issuance of the invitation for Agnes Tumang. And for the Sangguniang Pangbayan, no, and that also includes the Vice Mayor in acting capacity. They sent the letter of excuse because as of today they're conducting a special session being requested by the Mayor of Mexico, Pampanga. And I think the letter of excuse is valid since they're being requested by the mayor for a special session. So that's all, Comsec. Okay. Now, and for Ms. Perlita Lagman, due to ang problema kasi niya, laging fractured, matagal na to eh. Last hearing, ganito pa rin yung fractured closed patella niya. So she was excused last hearing and until now dahil dun sa medical condition niya. Now, I will not anymore read my opening remarks, but anyway.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Chairman Akop.
In the last hearing, we required the LRA or Land Registration Authority to present the documents requested by the chair. Have they submitted such?
Comsec, has LRA submitted the documents being requested by this honorable committee? LRA?
Yes, Your Honor, good afternoon. The requested documents from LRA main from our administrator were already submitted a while ago. As regards the documents regarding the subpoena last February 21, we have them here right now.
Please approach the Comsec to officially submit that document. Yeah, Chairman Akop.
And the other directive is for DAR or the Department of Agrarian Reform to give a history of the land ownership, including the transfer of ownership, timeline, and authority of the lands in issue, Mr. Chair.
Is there present? Paki-off lang po. Please proceed, Dar.
Yes, Mr. Chair. We will be submitting with the COMSEC our case before the request of Congressman Akop, Mr. Chair.
Ngayon nila isasubmit din.
Yes, Mr. Chair, because we've been having a hard time looking for some documents which were from the Municipal Agrarian Reform Office before.
That traceback documents, that includes the property being not only the 79 million property that was bought by the Mexico Pampanga local government, and that includes all other properties under the name of those cited in the hearing.
Just the three properties, Mr. Chair, which we were
and that includes
instructed.
and that includes properties owned by those Chinese personality in their corporations.
No, Mr. Chair. Just the three properties which we were
And what is that property? Pakiano mo nga.
The first one involves TCT number 15564. The second is TCT number 31590.
Excuse me. Pakiano na state na lang kung anong property yun. Who owns that property?
The properties were the ones issued with DVLT, and the property which was transferred to Esguerra, and the property which was sold by the Miss Pantig, the relatives of Miss Pantig to the Congresswoman, to the one represented by Congresswoman Garing.
So that's different. Yung question of land dispute yan. Yung
Yes.
tatlong property.
Yes, Mr.
So
Chair.
you were not directed during the previous hearing. You were not directed to submit the document, the traceback history of all the land and properties that was bought by Mexico Pampanga from Sonia Pangilinan and Eddie Yang.
No, Mr. Chair.
Also, you are directed now to submit those traceback documents with regards to the property. That's worth 79 million. The property of Sonia Pangilinan that was sold to Mexico Pampanga, and the property which is owned by Edith Yang, and the properties that was owned by the corporations that was discussed last hearing. I will just give you all the COMSEC will give you all the name of the corporations, at the same time the specific land titles.
Yes,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
So please submit to this before the next hearing. Now we will just give you all the listed corporations and the names.
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
thank you. Yes, Chairman Akop.
We also required, Mr. Chair, in the last hearing for PSA to submit documents as to the citizenship of certain individuals. And submit verification whether subject individuals were issued Philippine identification system or national IDs from PSA.
Say,
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Chairman Akop. We have submitted our the list of the individuals and the information that was requested. However, as we have investigated in the national ID or the PhilSys, they have not registered as to this writing. Mr. Chair.
Here,
yes, Chairman
last
Akop.
but not the least, we also required LTO to submit details of driver's licenses that may have been issued to subject individuals.
Before the LTO will answer the query of Congressman Akop, let me put it on record that the PSA documents was only submitted today. The same with LRA and LIDAR. So again, I would just like to remind everyone, the resource speakers, that you should submit it before the scheduled hearing para po hindi na tayo magtatanungan dito. Kasi pag nagtanong kami, sigurado wala sa posesyon namin, ngayon yun ang binigay. Okay? At least malinaw tayo kasi may mga dokumento pa kaming hihingin sa inyo. LTO, please proceed with the query of Chairman Akop.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we were able to submit the required documents. This was stamped received on March 4, 2024, Mr. Chair.
So, you have submitted that document in your possession now with the COMSEC before this hearing?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Chairman Akop? Nandiyan ba sa possession mo ngayon?
Copy na lang po ito, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, copy nga. At a glance, ilang personalities yung nandyan? Yun hingi namin, 14 ata yun?
Yes, sir, pero yung may mga wala pong records, sir. 9 lang po yung may records.
9 lang. In short, the 5 has no
Wala pong records sa database.
LTO, ano yun, tawag dun? Registration card. Wala.
No records sa
No
database
records.
namin, Mr. Chair.
Hindi, pag sinabi mong no records, ang inaabol kasi natin yung license niya, di ba?
Yes, sir.
So walang license, in
Wala
short.
po. Wala po.
Okay. So, for the record, Chairman Akop, there were only 9 out of the 14 personalities being investigated in this committee. So, 9. Now, I will not read anymore my opening remarks. Now, I will just like to, again, just to refresh the members of this committee, at the same time, yung mga resource speakers natin, resource persons, pakibuksan lang po ulit yung diagram, yung last na hearing. Now, again, we cannot discuss about before we discuss that matrix. We cannot discuss about the issue on Miss Agnes Tumang that was alleged by her husband na siya po yung tumatanggap ng mga pera coming from abroad because she is not present in today's hearing. So we cannot discuss on it, no? And of course, we cannot discuss further the issue with regards to Roy Gomez allegedly being the bagman and yung nagpapagita, nag-ayos ng mga dokumento sa lahat ng transaksyon ng Mexico Pampanga as a local government with regards to the purchase of properties and lands and transaction being made by Mayor Tumang doon sa mga lupa na binibinta at saka binibili which Mayor Tumang is involved. So we cannot deal on that unless in the next hearing nandito po si Roy Gomez. So please. Oh, pwede na yung tirahin. Kasi titirahin niya yung ano. Wala? Pakilakihan mo. Anyway, this was presented last hearing, kung natandaan niyo po, no? This involves corporations involved in illegal transaction, individuals which is also involved in illegal transaction. Dito lang pala simula kay Eddie Yang. Tingnan niyo, Eddie Yang is the associate of Willie Ong under the Empire 99 Realty Corporation. Ito po yung dalawa, yung key dito. Yung naka-red is Eddie Yang. Now, just for the information of everyone, especially the resource person, kaya po nandito yung chairman ng Committee on Dangerous Drugs, Committee on Public Order and Safety, of course, the chairman Committee on Transport, Congressman Acop, Chairman Acop. Kasi this involves now not only question of public accounts. The issue now from public accounts, it all started with Mexico Pampanga, the anomalies and transactions being made by the former Mayor Tumang with Eddie Yang. Lumaki na po ito. Because itong Eddie Yang, no, which was already established, is not a Filipino citizen, but claiming to be a Filipino with the record sa PSA, no, na he's a Filipino citizen, and with a passport from the DFA, but the DFA passport that was issued by DFA was not used since birth. Kasi nung hearing, tinanong ko siya dito kung nagtatravel ba siya, sabi niya, hindi. Sabi ko, since birth, yes, Your Honor. After that hearing, hindi nagpakita. So the DFA confirmed that indeed, may passport siyang Filipino, but the BID, the Bureau of Immigration, confirms that Eddie Yang and Jing Yang is one and the same because of the picture and all the GIS that was given to us by DFA, by PSA, and of course by the Bureau of Immigration. Now, nakatayo po ito, kaya itong mga company ng Empire 999, ito naman si Willing Ong, this person was involved in the raid, no, with regards to drugs under sa committee ni Chairman Barbers. Kaya nagsasalubong na po ito lahat-lahat, no? Itong mga personality na nakalagay sa taas, and that includes, no, that includes the corporations, nagtatahi-tahi na po ito lahat. And well, in fact, we have now records, no, records na this is not only happening in Mexico, Pampanga. This is not only happening in Pampanga alone. There are transactions being made by these persons outside of Pampanga po. So this is now a question of, and I hope all agencies which is invited in this committee hearing should cooperate. Kasi this is now a question of national interest and national security. Because, as I've said, Willie Ong claiming to have a biggest share sa Empire 999 Realty Corporation is involved in illegal drugs. Eddie Yang, which is involved in the transaction of sale of land in Mexico, Pampanga, was established as a Chinese citizen, not a Filipino citizen, but owning a property in this country. And all those persons now in front of you is now being investigated by the agencies. But of course, there are information that cannot be divulged in open hearing. But of course, the AMLA is present. Comsec, AMLA is present today. Of course, we understand, no? We understand that not all questions that will be raised by members of this committee will be answered by you, especially if you ask for an executive session, because some of those I know, and even NBI, and of course the BID, the DFA, some of those questions that might be raised by the members of this committee might affect or it will have an implication with regards to national security. And we understand that if you will be questioned by the members of this committee, and if you want for have an executive session, please do so. Okay?